Alright, in this video we're going to be looking at professional competence and a lifelong learning, right? We are advocates for lifelong learning. Right? We're going to be looking at professional competence, what it means, and also the importance of continuous learning. So what is professional competence? We said professional competence is the combination of knowledge, skills, behaviors, and attributes that enables an individual to perform tasks successfully, consistently, and ethically at a standard expectation in their profession. Now, I know that this is a lot of words in this definition, and we would obviously share, simpler definitions, but we want you to understand it foundationally, right? So professional competency is a combination of knowledge, skills, behaviors, and attributes that enables the individual to perform tasks successfully, consistently, and ethically at a standard expectation in their profession, right? It means being able to do your job well, right? Adapting to the changing needs and conducting yourself with integrity and professionalism, not just for once, but repeatedly and reliably, right? It means the ability for you to do your job well, right? Adapting to the changing needs of the organization, conducting yourself with integrity and professionalism, not just once, but repeatedly and reliably, right? When we talk about professional competence, we're talking about the mastery of skills, ethical behavior, and reliable delivery in your workplace, right? You must be competent in what you do. If you say you're a graphic designer, you must be competent. If you say you're a web designer, you must be competent. If you say you're a software engineer, you must be competent. In whatever you do, you must be competent. So you must master your skills, you must be ethically behaved, and you must deliver reliably. This is what professional competency is, right? It also talks about being consistent, competent, and character-driven, right? Being consistent, being competent, and being character-driven in the place of work, right? You want to be competent, you want to be consistent, and you want to have good character, good ethics, right? Building your skills, your ethics, and excellence, right? You want to be somebody of excellence in the place of work. This is how you thrive, right? Competence is seen in 3 ways, right? This is just a bonus tip. In your appearance, in your communication, and in your delivery, people see competence. In your appearance, in your communication, and in your delivery. These are the 3 ways that people see competence. Your appearance, your communication, and your delivery, right? That's just a bonus tip I would share with you, right? So you want to be somebody who is skilled, ethical, and excellent. Skilled, ethical, and excellent. You should not carry the mediocre mindset of just doing things anyhow. There has to be a touch of excellence in what you do, right? There has to be that touch of excellence. As you communicate the value you have, there has to be that touch of excellence in what you do. So we're talking about mastery of skills, ethical behavior, reliability in excellence, right? This is what professional competency is, right? So simply, professional competence means you have the right skills, you know how to use them well, and you consistently deliver excellent work with good character, right? This is just the best definition, right? You have the right skills, you know how to use them, you consistently deliver excellent work with good character. Let's take it again. Professional competency means you have the right skills, you know how to use them well, you consistently deliver excellent work with good character. Can we take it one more time? You have the right skills, you know how to use them well, you consistently deliver excellent work with the right character. That is professional competence, right? Now let's look at some standards of professionalism, right? First of all, you must be on time, right? At all times. You have to be on time at all times. You want to communicate clearly, right? And that's why you need to take, the course on effective communication, right? You want to communicate clearly. Remember I said professional competence is seen at 3 levels: your appearance, your communication, and your delivery. So you see, communicating clearly is a part of professionalism, right? You have to be somebody who delivers on what you promise. You must be able to deliver on everything you promise. The next thing is respect and confidentiality, right? These are simple ethics of the workplace: professional behavior, responsibility and accountability, delivering results. These are the people who thrive in the workplace, right? These are the people, if you have this mindset, I assure you, you are going to thrive. Even in your interviews, while you are being interviewed, you would see that if you have this, right, your mindset, you will stand out from the rest of the crowd. Now let's look at competence at a global standard, because we believe in raising people who are competent at a global standard. Remember, we talked about that you are kings, right? You are kings, and so you must be excellent and competent at a global standard. Now we're talking about thinking global and acting professional. Thinking global and acting professional. Now we're not talking about local excellence, when you're just a local champion, in your community or in your local place, you are the best in your local. No, we're talking about thinking globally. The world has gone global because of technology and the internet. And so you can be in Nigeria and get a job in the UK. You can be in Nigeria and get a job in America, right? So you have to be global in your context of thinking. You have to begin to think globally, right? You have to begin to think globally. You can't just always think in your little space, in your little mindset, your local government. You have to be able to think globally, right? Especially with the fall of the naira and the exchange rate and all that. You need to begin to earn in a global currency, right? In foreign currencies. So professional competence must be even lived at a global standard, right? Which is why we say take those skills, get those knowledge, practice, build your portfolio, and thrive globally, right? So when we talk about global standard, we mean mastering global tools. For example, Microsoft Office, AI tools, right? Industry-specific softwares. So in your industry, what are the tools that are needed to thrive? What are the tools that are needed to deliver excellent work, right? Find those tools and build on those tools, right? We also talk about cross-cultural communication. You can't be somebody who is just reliant on your local language alone. And now there are tools to help you translate, in real time, right? You can be working with an organization that is in a foreign country, right? You receive the document, you translate it. You must be flexible and adaptive, right? We also looked at time management. You must be able to manage your time across multiple time zones, right? For example, if you have a job for a company that is in the US, which is probably 7 hours ahead of you, right? Or I think it's 7 hours different, right? How do you manage your time? Right? Also looking at global ethics and work practices, right? Punctuality, accountability, documentation, report writing. So you must be global in your context. You must be global in your thinking. You must be global in your operation, right? We don't just want to raise, local champions who only, you are the best in your shop. You are the best in your area. You are the best in your local government. You want to be global in context, global in operation, global in delivery, right? You can stand toe to toe with somebody doing the same thing you do in another country, right? That's what global competence is. Competence at a global standard. So what you want to ask yourself is, if I was working in a team in the US or in the UK, in Canada or Germany, would my work still stand out? That's the question you need to ask yourself. If I was working in a team in the US, in the UK, in Canada, and Germany, would my work ethic still stand out? Will it stand me out? Right? Will I be retained? Right? Competence, like this is a quote you need to put in your mind. Competence knows no borders. Competence knows no borders. Excellence is a universal language. Right? So competence knows no borders. If you're competent, you are going to be recruited anywhere in the world. Competence knows no borders, knows no boundaries, right? And excellence is a universal language. So you want to be competent at a global standard. Now, to be competent at a global standard, it means that you must be committed to a lifelong process of learning. Always learning. Always learning. And this is non-negotiable. Continuous learning is non-negotiable. Continuous learning is a non-negotiable. You want to always continuously learn. The world changes fast, so you want to stay relevant, right? In the world of AI, there are many tools coming up every day. You want to always continuously learn, right? You learn, you unlearn, you relearn. You learn, you unlearn, you relearn. You learn, you unlearn, you relearn, right? 60% of jobs today will change in the next 5 years. So you want to continuously update your knowledge, update your skills, update your processes, right? And those who learn and adapt quicker will thrive better. Those who learn faster, adapt quicker, will thrive better. So you never want to stop learning. You never want to stop learning. Always improve on your craft. Always improve on your skills. Always improve on your abilities. Always improve on your operations. Always improve on everything you do. Right? Now, I want you to develop a personal development plan. Right? I want you to build a personal development plan. Right? A personal development plan is a structured roadmap that helps you identify the skills, knowledge, and the experiences you want to or you need to achieve, right? To achieve your career or personal growth goals, right? A personal development plan is a structured roadmap that helps you identify the skills, knowledge, and experiences you need to achieve your career goals, right? In your personal development plan, you would cover what do you want to develop, what skills, what behaviors, what abilities. Remember, when we talked about skills, we talked about both the hard skills and the soft skills. What skills do you want to develop, right? The next question you ask yourself is, why is it important for you to develop these skills? Because if you don't know the why, at some point, you would probably not even achieve it. You probably give up on the way because you won't see the importance. So it's important to state, why do you want to achieve this goal? Why do you want to achieve this goal? What is the purpose? How is this beneficial to you in creating your personal development plan? Right? So what are the skills you want to develop? Why is it important? Next, how do you plan to achieve those skills? Right? How do you plan to achieve those skills? How do you plan to achieve those skills? Then, when you aim to complete it, so what is the time bound? What's the time limit? What's the time structure for you to achieve that goal? And then how will you measure your growth? These are the questions I want you to answer. What are the skills you want to develop? What are the behaviors you want to develop? What are the abilities you want to develop? Why is it important for you to achieve these skills? How do you plan to achieve them? When do you aim to complete the course? When do you aim to complete that process? Then how do you measure your growth? Right? This will be your task for this week. And I want you to take this task seriously, right? As it will lead, to the next model, right? So I want you to answer these questions and do them properly, right? A personal development plan is like a GPS for your growth. It's like a guiding compass for your growth, right? It shows you where you are, it shows you where you want to go, and it shows you how to get there, step by step. And I want you to think about it critically, right? Think about this critically, right? Where do you want to go? Right? Where are you? Where do you want to go? And how are you going to get there? Remember, right? What do you want to develop? What are the skills you want to develop? Right? So, is it in tech? What are the skills you want to develop? Why is it important that you develop these skills? How do you plan to achieve them? When do you aim to complete that course? When do you aim to complete that process of achieving those dreams, right? Or those skills? And then how do you measure your growth? These are the important questions you need to ask yourself. Now, just a recap of everything we've touched in this module. The first thing we said is that you must be a value creator. You must not just be a job seeker. You must be somebody who is contributing value to the organization, contributing value to the company, contributing value to the business. Right? We also said value is measured in monetary units. Right? Then we said professional competency is something that you must focus on and contend to attain. Right? Professional competency is equal to daily excellence. Remember, we said skills plus ethics plus excellence. That's professional competence. And the last thing is that you must commit to a lifelong process of learning, right? Lifelong learners rule the future, right? I hope you have gotten one or two things from this module, right? Please do well to take the assignment seriously, take the task, as it will build up to the next module. All right. Thank you very much. This is just a quote. Professional competence is your currency, is your career's currency. Right? You want to take note of that. Professional currency is your career's currency. Professional competence, is your career's currency. Like the way you spend your notes, right? You spend professional competency. Right? That is your currency in the world of work. Professional competency is your currency in the world of work. All right. Thank you very much. See you in the next module. God bless you.